Hello and welcome back to another Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2952. It is day 8. We have the brand that brings you the Freeelancer series, the Hall series, and of course the Korea series as well, and many more. It is the Musashi Industrial and Starlight Concern. Yep, it's a very long name, so MISC for short. So before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow, and let's check out this big brand for technically it's a space trucking brand. Yeah, and they move on to a bit more cooler stuff, which I like. So let's start off with the big boy, which is the Endeavour, $350. This is a very interesting ship, but before we go a little bit into it, we want to check out the Warbond Daily Deal. It is the Prospector, and this is this is the specialized ship to get into specialized profession in Star Citizen at $155. Yep, this is a single seat mining ship, and if you go for the Warbond Daily Deal, it's $145, $10 cheaper, and I think it's okay. Yeah, no, 145. This gives Mule a run for its money at the moment, right? What is better, having one ship or two ships? Or run ship with 3 people inside, or two separate ships? Well, arguably Prospector mold, you can't go wrong with it. In this case, Warbond Daily Deal, even better. Now let's move on to the big boy, which is the Endeavour, $350. This ship right now is very cheap in my opinion. Sure, $350 is a lot of money, and should you spend on spaceships, in my opinion? Well, an informed decision is the most important thing, and then followed by if your wallet allows, right? If you have disposable income, sure. If you don't have $350, that's a lot. And this is $350 for the base version. If you want some cool modules like the space farm here, yeah, it's gonna cost you a lot more. And actually, that's the whole idea for the Endeavour. It is technically speaking, a homestead ship, right? It's a mobile homestead, and this makes Pioneer, or having planet-side homestead, in a questionable mode if you're not mining for raw resources. That's how I look at it. And then again, space farm, come on, space farm. And Endeavour right now is the only ship in the game on paper that can have a hospital module, which is tier 1 beds, which is a respawn. And that makes itself a very valuable ship in the game. If you're not just a small organization, but even though you're a solo pilot, because the fun bit is you can outfit a hospital and you can sell service to other people. That's one. Number 2, you can be a space farmer, farm stuff, sell stuff. And the fun bit about the Endeavour is it's modular. It's very modular. It's very modular. It's technically the modulus ship, if that's a word. Yeah, because you can swap out a lot of stuff. You can have this, you can have that, you can have a particle array, you can be an explorer, you can so many stuff, and you can do science research, which currently right now in the game, which is a question mark. What are you gonna research? Nobody knows for sure. And of course, one little gimmick is that the main ship can detach from its main spinal base per se, like Starship Enterprise, right? You can split, and then of course you can use this to go to planet side, dock it, restock, do all your things, come back, dock it back, and then boom, you can fly away, which is fantastic right now. And in my opinion, for its capability on paper, $350, yeah, it's kind of worthy for now. I have to wait for it to come out. I mean, at least towards flight ready, and see how it looks like, because this has been a long while. Yeah. All right, moving on. It's too long. We have the MISC Expanse. This is an industrial refinery ship. Now this is cool. Technically this is a baby Starfarer per se, but not really a baby Starfarer, because this goes alongside with the Prospector. You can refine the minerals that you've mined and take it to market and sell, or you can sell to people on the spot. Not so sure about the second part yet, but that's the theory that people are going along with. Yeah, and $150 again. It's in the ballpark of being a specialized profession. In this case, the expense, is it worth picking up? This is technically a tier 2 profession because you need a miner, so miner is still better, right? This is how I put it. Base job like mining, salvaging it's the base tier. Like you need them. And then of course salvaging, what you're gonna salvage, what are you gonna do with your salvage material? Are you gonna process and stuff? So that's where some of the other ships gonna come into play. In this case, if you want to refine ore without going back to the space station and pay a fee, then the expense is your man, or the D ship to do so. Yep, $150, yeah, that's specialized. Okay, moving on to the Freelancer series, we got the base version at 110, we got the Explorer version at 130, and we got the best of the best medium freighter at 150, and my personal favorite, the Freelancer Mist. This is maximum pew pew, $175, and it is actually quite interesting, right? So in the whole entire Freelancer lineup, my recommendation would be base. I won't get the base. Personally, I won't get the base. And would I recommend the base? It's tough. $110. It flies like a brick. That's the problem, because I would straight away go for the Freelancer Max. It's just very, very good. Freelancer Dur, yeah, I could recommend, but we have better exploration ship right now in the game. Sure, it is nice, it is great, it is an expedition ship, exploration ship. $135 is relatively along the ballpark of okay, cheap-ish. I would still recommend the Cutlass Black over the Freelancer Dur and the Freelancer, right? But the Freelancer Mist, if you want maximum firepower, then the Mist is actually very, very good. That's all I can say. It's just that good. $175. This is technically a gunship which rivals against the constellation Andromeda. The only difference is Andromeda is a large category, where this is a medium category. And if you're talking about jump points, the Freelancer is more accessible to more jump points or small jump points, which is right now, it's still up there, right? We do not know how jump points work yet, or jump gates. Is it size specific? Is it, yeah, so that's that. And it's just one of my favorite ships. Again, like a lot of favorite ships here. Freelancer Max if you want to do delivery, and I think Freelancer Max is the best pick out of all the ships right now for the Freelancer series. It's just that good. $150. Yep. And moving on, we have the Hull series. We have the Hull A, Hull B, Hull C, Hull D, and Hull E respectively. Their price tag comes in lots of flavors. $750 for the Hull E, $450 for the Hull D, $350 for the Hull C, $140 for the Hull B, and $90 for the Hull A. Now the Hull series is a very, very interesting niche point. If you just want to be a space trucker, just pure space trucker, no pew pew at the side, you just want to deliver big freights, then the Hull series is your man. And in this case, I would recommend Hull C or Hull D if you choose to. And I think we need a little bit more spec shit, because Hull B, look at the jump, right? Hull A, Hull B, okay, that's relatively decent, $50. And then Hull B to Hull C, that's a whole $210 jump. So yeah, and then Hull C to Hull D, it's $100 jump. Hull D to Hull E, $200 jump, and it's stock limited. So before I can recommend any of the Hull series, we need to check the dollar to SCU ratio, right? And this, the only thing I can do is I need to wait for the updated numbers to begin with. Right now the numbers is a little bit here and there. So in my opinion, I would say Hull C, Hull D would be the best pick at the moment, looking at the default numbers right now. Yeah, Hull E is nice, but $200 more, you actually get quite a lot of cargo. But again, I have to wait for the full SCU report, because this is based on an old SCU number, which I don't want to get into it. Yeah, very hard to recommend at the moment, and it's in concept stage. Plus it's very, very cool. You have seen some of the videos where it has a retractable cargo arm per se. Yeah, it's very nice, very, very nice. Next, we're gonna move on to the Odyssey. Now this literally makes the Carrack run, or rather this is the best competitor right now to the Carrack. Sure, it doesn't have an exploration module, quote unquote, but at $100 more versus the Carrack, this ship has a hangar bay which can put a saber, looking at the concept art right now, which is a huge deal versus the Carrack as parasite ship. Now the Odyssey has one thing extra when the Carrack does not have, or basically they swap out or the exchange, right? The Odyssey can mine. It's basically Carrack plus the Prospector in one, and whatever you mine you can process, so it's also a self-sufficient refinery or self-reliant refinery, whereby the ores that you mine you can reprocess them and it adds to your fuel. So in theory, as long as I can find a rock to mine, this ship I don't really need to land on planet side to refill and restock. That's how it is. Unless I need to replenish my food, that's the only thing I need to do. Other than that, it's self-sufficient. Plus it has a fighter bay, which is, or rather a ship bay that can fit at least a saber. That's a big plus point. And it has a medical bay. Yup. And it's a tier 2 medical bay at the moment on paper. So this ship, technically speaking, crushes Carrack in my opinion, and it definitely gives the RSI Galaxy its run of its money. Now, $700, this fulfills a prime, it's a two profession in one ship. It's a mining exploration. So the Galaxy, unfortunately, is not a mining ship, according to the video that we seen yesterday. It is an explorer with modular base that has a refinery or a medical bay. So in this case, the price tag, I think it will never hit 700 for the Galaxy. I'm gonna say probably 550 to 600. 550 for 600 in concept stage, and then when it's fully launched, yeah, it will go up in price. This guy will most likely go up to about 900. I foresee this to be 900. No, 900 might be a bit far-fetched. 850. 850 will be, I think that will be just the correct number, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, now Odyssey, I already have one CCU ready for me. I'm waiting for the full specs for the Odyssey, and then I would decide if I were to keep my Carrack or not. Yeah, it's painful, right? Melting my Carrack or upgrade my Carrack. Ugh. Well, next we have the Prospector. As I said, this is a single-seater mining ship, and what it does, mine rocks. Next we have the Razor and the Razor EX and the Razor LX. This is a very interesting ship. It is a pure racing, well, basically it's a racing ship, right? Starting at 145 for the Razor. Razor EX, this is a stealth version, mainly used for recon. And of course, we have the luxury version at 150. Do note that the top speed for these two ships is higher than the base. But is it worth getting? Stealth, maybe $10 you get a stealth capability. These can use as a stealth scout. And because it's fast, which is great, then yeah, for the luxury version, at $5 more, I think it's just a skin. So treat it as a skin for the LX. That's it. And at that price tag, 145, is it worth paying? That's a good question. Answer is relatively no, because I would rather get the M50 instead, unless you want to pay extra $45 for the aesthetics of MISC and Xi'an design. Then yes, the F1 look, the space F1 look. Yeah, 150 maybe it's worth buying, but that is if you're only into pure scouting, because this ship is only good at scouting and nothing else. And if you want to be a pure, if you want to go to a more dedicated racing profession in the game, then maybe EX, right? Maybe. But M50 is still cheaper, like much cheaper, $100. Yeah. So it's tough to recommend. That's that. Next, we have the Core series, or rather the Reliant series. Reliant Core, not Core. I keep pronouncing it wrong. So the Reliant Core. the Reliant Marco, and I did kind of open up my introduction on the Reliant series, not the Korea series. So we have the Reliant Sand and the Reliant Tana. Now the Reliant is in a very interesting in-between per se. It's not very good, but it's not bad. Yeah, at $65, if you have the correct modules and the weapons for the Korea, it out DPS the Titan easily, right? Easily out DPS the Titan. The only problem is this is a a dedicated freighter. It doesn't have a bed, so boo. That's my issue. The Reliant Marco is a reporting news van, $95. Very hard for me to justify to even bother to recommend. The Reliant Sand, this is a light science. Now again, science profession right now is in a question mark. It's in a area where I don't know what's the gameplay about, so again, very hard to recommend. The Tana is maximum pew pew, $75. Okay, it's around there, but it's a little bit. It's like the Mustang Delta. It is great when you're comparing to its base variants, but if compared to other ships, $75. Sure, it out DPS Anvil Arrow. I have to admit, has more guns, bigger guns, but is it better than the Anvil Arrow? Now that's the question. In my opinion, because it's a large profile and everything, I'm gonna say no at the moment, but it's still a nice ship, right? Yeah, $75. I think the Anvil Arrow still takes the cake. Yeah, painful to admit, but that's how it is. I like the ship design, right? It's vertical. Any spaceship that is vertical gets my thumbs up, gets my approval. But the question is, how much are you paying extra for it? Yeah, in this case, just get it in the verse, right, with in-game cash. Next, we have the big boy, or the original big boy, for a not say heavy refueling, but a support ship. It is the Starfarer and the Starfarer Gemini. Now, the only difference between the base Starfarer and the Starfarer Gemini is only the armor of the ship. Basically, higher HP, higher armor. That's it. Other than that, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to refuel and support your fleet. And this is the big boy, right? There's a small boy out there, and it's under Aegis. Was it Aegis? The Vulcan. So the Vulcan is the small boy. Rearm and refuel. This is the big boy. And they have some cool refueling gameplay per se, and it's nice. It's actually quite nice, and it's great when you're flying a big fleet, right? This is technically a must-have in my opinion if you're flying a huge fleet. And when I mean huge fleet, means you have like Carrack, you got Hammerhead, lots of fighters, and if you're gonna play guerrilla warfare in space, Starfarer Gemini is a valuable ship to have in your fleet, in my opinion. Flies like a brick, very useless in defending itself, so it really needs a lot of friends. And other than that, on paper they said you can remove the fuel pod for for transportation, for cargo hauling, but at the moment I don't think they're gonna do that just yet. It has some SCUs, it has some reasonable SCU cargo space to haul stuff, but its main purpose is just for heavy refueling, or rather refueling your fleet. And that's it. That's all I have for you for today. Small little PSA, I'm going to upload a video today whereby I'm going to explain a little bit on the best in show and how to capitalize. I won't say capitalize, how to get the best of the best in show skin. And that's that. Most importantly, you do not need to buy any of this shit with money. You can buy it with in-game money in Star Citizen, or you need a starter pack, and the best starter pack right now we have is the Drake Cutter at $45. That ship is fantastic, only for this year. Next year is not going to be that great anymore, because it's going to be in line with Aurora and the Mustang Alpha, and again, my personal favorite is the Mustang Alpha. If you're playing it's Mustang Alpha. With its new cargo rework, the Mustang Alpha has just went back to its top spot. It really is that good. It's that good. Anyway, that's that, my friends. So like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. I will see you in the verse, and fly safe.